So, ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest Canadian TV successes of the modern era, dating back 50 years, has returned in repeats on the myriad of CTV networks in Canada. Now, for people in the States who have never heard of this series, this is, at one point in repeats, it was more popular than Seinfeld, MASH, and all the other American shows that were syndicated on Global or City or CTV, CBC. Of course, we got to talk about Le Vagabond, The Littlest Hobo. Now, The Littlest Hobo is a Canadian television series based upon a 1958 well-known film of the same name, directed by Charles R. Rondeau. The series first aired from 63 to 65 in syndication, as revived for a popular second run on Canada's commercial network CTV, get this, spanning 6 seasons, from October 11th, 79 to March 7th, 85. The concept of the show was that of an ownerless dog who was wandering different places, solving problems, both human and dog, cat, whatever. A hobo was all-purpose, as we say. All 3 productions revolved around an extremely intelligent stray German Shepherd, the titular Hobo, who wanders from town to town, helping people in need. Although the concept of the dog saving the day was perhaps similar to that of Lassie and or Rin Tin Tin, the Littlest Hobo's destiny was to befriend those who apparently needed help, all portrayed by actors in celebrity guest appearance roles, and also included an early appearance by Mike Myers of Austin Powers fame. Now, despite the attempts of the many people who he helped to adopt him, he appeared to prefer to be on his own and would head off by himself at the end of each episode to the Littlest Hobo theme. Maybe tomorrow I'll want to settle down. So he's just running away. Now, most episodes were 30 minutes. Of course, 30 minutes were the commercials, and kind of a grade 5, grade 6 young adult reading level, or presentation level. Now, he was referred to as Gulliver in one single episode. The dog is often referred to by the name of Hobo, or by names given by temporary human companions. His origins, motivation, and ultimate destination are never explained on screen. So he comes into town like a sheriff and solves the problem and goes to the next town. He said, "We'll see you down the road, Hobo," or there would always be the wave off at the end. Now, the German Shepherd dogs featured in both the 1960s and 70s-80s series were owned and trained by Charles Chuck P. Eisenman. The primary star was named London, but several of London's relatives, including Toro, Litlin, and Thorne, also played scenes as the Hobo. Eisenman used his own training methods to work with his dogs, which involved educating them to think and understand very specific directions, to recognize colors, and to understand 3 languages, English, German, and French. He promoted his education method by touring with his dogs to offer live demonstrations, appearing on TV and radio shows, and by writing books. Eisenman recounts many stories from the filming of the series in his 1968 dog training book, Stop, Sit, and Think. Other books he wrote include The Better Dog, The Educated Dog, which contains updated training material, and A Dog's Day in Court, which offers a dog's view towards training methods. Now, the dogs themselves have reverse mass markings. After purchasing London, Eisenman began to breed his own dogs, mostly studying out his males, even though he owned some females that he bred as well. He bred particularly for the reverse mass that is commonly seen on all of his dogs and is unpopular with breeders of the German Shepherd, as is not in the breed standard. Now, Shiloh Shepherd dogs are stated to trace their heritage back to London's relatives and are inspired by the intelligence Eisenman's dogs were reputed to have. Some notable Hollywood guest stars included Pat Harrington Jr., Nita Talbot, Ellen Corby of Walton's fame, Henry Gibson, and Keenan Wynn, the last 2 of which would also guest star in the 79-85 revival series. Now, the genre, of course, was family children's entertainment with a little bit of drama. Team music was composed by Terry Bush and John Crozan. Opening theme, of course, was Maybe the Tomorrow, with Jacques Urbain putting the music together. Now, the origin, of course, was Canada. Original language was English. 2 seasons in the 1960s version and 6 in the syndicated and CTV revival. 61 episodes in the 60s version and 114 in the 79 version. Now, Production companies including Canimac Pictures, Television Artists and Producers Corporation, and of course the Glen-Warren Productions, who took over the series after the second season of revival. Distributors included the Storer Programs, the Silverback Lazarus Group, and syndication led to, again, CTV main network, and of course has been on CTV2 as well throughout the years. Now, plots range from the simple dog helps person stories to secret agent type adventures. Now, in the 79 to 85 series, the CTV revived the series. The new Littlest Hobo, as it's sometimes called, which ran for 6 campaigns, was shot on videotape rather than film. It has since been syndicated in many countries, including the US and the UK. In the course of its run, a mixture of well-known Canadian and Hollywood guest stars appeared, including the King of Kensington, Al Waxman, Carol Lindley, John Ireland, Megan Follows, Anna Green Gables, Rex Hagon, Alan Hale Jr., Jack Gilford, August Schellenberger, DeForest Kelly, Bones from Star Trek, Ray Walston, Maury Amsterdam, Jeff Wincott, Michael Ironside, Patrick McNee, Abe Vigoda, Sal Rubinuck, John Vernon, Keenan Wynn, Chris Makepeace, Karen Kane, Vic Morrow, Andrew Prine, Linda Day George, Narina Virgin, Teddy Moore, Sammy Snyders, Henry Gibson, John Carradine, Leslie Nielsen, Anne Francis, and Jane Eastwood. Now, Mike Myers also appeared as Tommy in the episode 10 of Boys on Wheels. Now, Charles Chuck P. Eisenman appeared as a dog trainer named Chuck in the first season episode Stand In, as a dog kennel operator named Mr. Charles in part 1 of the episode Voyageuse from the 6th season. In a nod to the original series, the dog that appeared in the series was also credited as London. Now, the key episodes, including in the Season 5 2-part episode, The Genesis Tapes, a scientist and a reporter theorized that Hobo was a type of superior canine. The reporter theorized that there was one dog, and the scientists theorized that there were up to 100 such dogs. The 2-part episode had the scientist and reporter trying to capture Hobo to study him, with the reporter wanting a story and the scientist wanting to claim to be the first to discover the meta canine, as he put it. Both episodes featured flashback footage from the first 5 seasons of the series, with the first episode being the only episode of the revival series to include footage from the original 1962 syndication. At the end of the episode, Hobo found that the evidence the reporter and scientist had collected and destroyed it, implying that Hobo would not want any evidence of his origins or nature becoming public. Now, trainer Chuck Eisenman used several dogs to play London, as he had selected dogs entirely based on their appearance, and in certain episodes you can tell the difference. He determined which dogs to use for the scenes by making use of their abilities, such as if one dog did not mind carrying objects, or if one were small enough to safely jump through a car window and maneuver through the seats. In Eisenman's books, A Dog's Day in Court, one of the dogs used in the 1970 series was London's grandson, who was also known as London. Now, in popular culture, a 2005 episode of the CTV sitcom Quarter Gas, entitled The Littlest Hobo, pays tribute to the series by having a character, Hank Yarbo, convinced that a stray dog visiting the town is Hobo. The episode ends with a reprise of Terry Bush's Maybe Tomorrow theme song. And, of course, Codco, the infamous Littlest Hobo, which is probably one of the strangest comedic tributes in Canadian sketch comedy history. Now, talking about the show's theme, Maybe Tomorrow, was written by Terry Bush and John Crozan. The original was sung by Bush. In 2005, Bush commercially released the song in his debut album entitled Maybe Tomorrow. The song was later used in a 2011 Dulux Paint advertisement. Additionally, in 2007, the song was in the Canada 150 theme Co-op Stores advertisement. A cover of the song, performed by Nightingale Cummings, was featured in Season 10 of the television show Trailer Park Boys. Now, following the 1958 film, the 1980s original TV series was aired in syndication around the world, including the UK on ITV, Australia on the 9 network between 64 and 67, and on New Zealand on TV1. Although the series was originally broadcast in black and white, it was in fact produced in color. The VCI Entertainment DVD release of the series featured the color versions of the episode, except for the opening and closing credits, which have only survived in black and white. 61 episodes were broadcast over 2 seasons. Now, Storer Programs Incorporated, a unit of the now-defunct Storer Broadcasting, distributed a series of U.S. television stations during its 1960s run. However, it wasn't as strong as in the Commonwealth countries. Now, VCI Entertainment has released 12 episodes from the original series to DVD. The release features the color versions of the first 3 episodes, except for the opening and closing sequences, which have only survived in monochrome. The last 9 episodes were released in black and white. Now, I've never seen the Littlest Hobo of the first series, but when it went in full-blown second season, a very, very good production indeed. Now, a key thing for CTV was the 7 to 8 o'clock time slot, because this was before the American shows were shown. It aired on CTV mostly on Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Repeats have continued on CTV, CTV2, and other national networks up until 2012, when CTV replaced it with a block of music videos from Juicebox. However, it has returned in 2023, mostly on CTV2 across Canada. In the UK, the series premiered on the BBC on April 8, 1982, but only the first 3 seasons were shown and repeated until 1989. From April 91 onwards, ITV picked up the series, and each of the local companies played out the full series until late 94. Now, Midumere Entertainment has also released the first 2 seasons of The Littlest Hobo on DVD. Season 1 featured a theme tune, Maybe Tomorrow, on DVD in Region 2 and 4 on April 26, 2010. Now, in 2017, episodes from the series began to be uploaded onto Encore Plus, a YouTube channel run by the Canadian Media Fund and Google Canada. The episodes have since been removed from the channel. As of 2023, the entire series is available on CTV's website through the CTV Throwback lineup, and reruns have returned on Bell Media's channels, including CTV, CTV2, and Animal Planet. Now, the DVD releases Season 1, 24 episodes, April 26, 2010, on Region 2, and 2010, September, Region 4, and Season 2, Region 2 DVD, September 6, 2010. Now, many people who follow the show call it Canada's greatest TV show. Well, obviously it's not, but it's literally a top 10. But the idea for the show, ladies and gentlemen, it's like a good cup of tea or a good cup of coffee with a piece of good Canadian sugar pie. What it was. It was a very simple show, simple plots, and to see, a lot of people assuming that the dog at the end knew more than the humans. That was the big plot point. But ladies and gentlemen, simplicity is what Canadian TV is all about. And I know Schitt's Creek was very popular, and different Canadian shows last few years. It is a top 5 Canadian show of all time, because everybody can sing the theme song, and everybody can probably remember the plots. As simple as the Waltons was. When the Waltons first started, it was very simplistic plots, and that's what a Littlest Hobo was. It was a dog going from place to place. I'm thinking southern Ontario, and maybe parts of Quebec. I don't think he made it as far as New Brunswick. It was unknown, like there was very few place names. But whatever the plots were done, very, very simplistic, but very, very important to the history of Canadian television. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here with our Vintage TV podcast, let us know what a like, comment, subscribe. And don't forget, requests are always accepted and always, always highly considered. By the way, if you see a stray German Shepherd in your backyard in the summer, that dog could be smarter than you, and just go over, are you filming a new episode? I'd like to see it come back, actually, in 2023. Why not? Everything else has come back. And maybe have them involved, like, in very G-rated situations. Don't make them, stopping drug dealers or being shot. Just go for the old school Littlest Hobo plots. A dog shows up and solves it within 30 minutes. That's what you want. And I don't know if there's ever been a book series or an animated series considered. I'd like to see. That would sell like a mint. Again, Littlest Hobo, in my opinion, a top 5 Canadian show of all time, because simplicity is what we do best in Canada. That and the Beachcombers and a myriad of other shows like Danger Bay, You see where I'm coming from. I don't know if it's ever been shown on a Disney network in the States. I'd like to know about that. So if anybody out there is a Littlest Hobo aficionado, tell me if it's ever appeared on a Disney channel in the States. I'd like to know. Thanks for listening. Bye.